Today, I want to do an AI project, not streaming. I'm going to pre-record this. I want to do a vintage tourism poster for basically visiting the state of Vermont, my favorite. I want it to be winter tourism, my favorite season, and see what we can get. See if we can do like a whole graphic design of a poster layout using Midjourney and everything else I got at my disposal. All right, so imagine, and we throw at it into Vermont and tourism poster. And winter. I mean, I want to get into this where I'm actually designing and making some choices, not just what Midjourney's puking up at me. But I want to see kind of what it's thinking before I jump into this. Winter. And I'm going to do, so this is a poster layout. So we want it to be a portrait. So you're going to see my portrait shortcut here. I'll show you in a second what that is. So portrait shortcut is basically aspect ratio is 2:3, style is the 4B, and I have a quality up to 2. And version 4. Well, gosh darn it. That is very cool. Very. I like the bottom right-hand corner. Let's upload or upscale 4 because I kind of like that. All right. So what do we got here? So we've got. That's interesting. I mean, I kind of want it more snow sports. It's definitely getting that Illustrator vibe for me. I think I want it more. I want to control the palette a little bit more. Let's grab our command here. Oops. Imagine. Oh, don't want to get a copyright strike. All right, so here's our command. Winter. Let's see if we can give it a color palette. So colors I want to see are red, white, blue, red, white, blue, and dark green. And do you think we can get a covered bridge in there? I've had trouble with covered bridges in Midjourney. It doesn't understand the covered bridge. For all these fish traveling underneath it, they need to be sheltered from the storm. This is the closest one. But we're gonna ask a question. Red. Okay, we're gonna look at those. We're getting the colors right, but I want to have a little bit more control over that. Oop. Okay. Let's go Cobalt blue. Saturated red. That is just, that's very cool. Now I might do something with that later. What I move, I don't think that's for this project, but we're gonna up that just so it's prominent. Oh, that one's kind of nice too. There's stuff going on. That bridge looks bridgy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, up 4. Okay. So we're gonna grab our command again. Go back here. I feel it's a little heavy-handed when I'm putting in color palette. So that's not really working on this one. So let's rip this guy out. Let's remove the covered bridge. I mean, I want this to be about tourism, and lawn tourism is, you know, nobody really goes to Vermont in the winter to drive. Maybe in the fall during when all the leaf peepers go up there, but you know, nobody's hitting Vermont on when their roads are treacherous. That's what So I don't want to focus too much on snowy roads, although it is kind of cool. I want to focus on sports and activity and you know, see, but I don't want it to just be a snowboarder either. I want it to be the state. Jesus, that looks like a horror movie now that I see it. Oh, look at that. It's like a horror movie poster. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, there's a lot to work with there. You know, clean this up in Illustrator, and I think it's the red sky. Having a red sky just says horror movie. This is another one. Look at that car. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. I don't know what's going on with this whole shadow here. It's a little heavy-handed. Definitely something that would have to get cleaned up. But boy, that is I don't like the sky either. I would want to convert that sky to a bluebird. Man, it's wild, though. Wild. What a time we live in. What a time to be alive. Oh, look at this guy. He's... Oh, these are photos of drones, too. I still have drone photos. Oh, I made the snowboarder into a drone. That is clever. That is just some... That should... Oh. Oh, God, I was thinking. Let's take snowboarding out. Let's take drone photograph out. This is going to be our portrait again, and we know on all those commands are that are getting wrapped up in there, right? It's our aspect ratio, our style, and our quality. Okay. What do we want to... Let's go over here and take a look. Then we could say ski resort. That's better. Ski resort, barns, and maple syrup. By the way, Vermont has the best maple syrup on the planet. You can come at me, you Canadians. Come at me. Okay. Cool stuff, but not... Ooh. Ooh, we got some cool... Where are we? So, let's look at our latest, greatest. It's pretty cool. But I'm not seeing winter sport. What if we said... Imagine... What should we say? Saturated colors? And then I also wanted to see what not so close, you're eating my space. So I could throw in stylize, see if it kind of knocks things into a cool place. What is going on? What is happening? What? Imagine the same prompt. Saturated colors. Let's get rid of these vintage trucks. Seem to be dominating my design here. Yeah, that's not very cool stuff, but I love this top. Number one, I love it. Oh. Let's get rid of the saturated. Let's go blue sky, white clouds, dark green trees, ski resort. We're gonna say ski slope. Get rid of barns. And let's see how that spits it out. I could be weighting this stuff against the barns and the covered bridges and the vintage trucks. But those are, like, I'm looking at those as, they're nice to haves, but they're really small details. I mean, the key to this poster is going to be skiing, snowboarding, winter sports in Vermont. I mean, that is cool. That is just okay. We're gonna throw one more at you there, Midjourney. Got one more for you. One more. I got a lot more for you. So we're gonna go imagine, throw this here, blue sky. Let's say bright blue sky. Oh, this winter. Some vintage Vermont tourism poster. I kind of like to see what no text throws up. Definitely did not adhere to me saying no text. It's a no. The rough no. Nope. We're gonna give you text. Text is what you get. I want to see versions of a couple of these. This number 3, 2, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. That's 2, 3. 4. We do a version of 3. Nay. Give this a 2. Number 2 is kind of my favorite. And that's because the mountain terrain looks most like Vermont. And 2 and 3. 4 is looking a little West Coast. 5. 5. What am I saying? 5. 1 is a little questionable. 2 is close to a Vermont look. 3 is close to a Vermont look. 4 is a little big for the East Coast. Let's see. I think that's really doing anything for me. Number 1 is good, but again, 2 it's a little too peaked for West or East Coast. Jeez, 1, 2, 3 looks like it's like British Columbia or something. 4 Mount Hood. I may know a little too much about mountains. Let's see about this guy. Not really crazy about any of these. Prompt here. Let's see. So we've got. Let's keep slow. Let's give that a 2. Did the road. Put that at like half. I haven't, I mean, it's been kicking out graphic design type stuff, so we're good there. But let's just see if we kind of spark a new direction with our design. I mean, I definitely like. Let's up 4. Let's up 2, but I also want versions of 2. See what we get there. Variations. Throw everything at it. I really like these, but hard time with these mountains being Vermont. Throw another round at it. Vermont has such a specific look to its mountains. Like, this is very cool. Like, could take out like all this nonsense. Well, this one may be pretty cool. I wasn't looking for a winter, but full winter, nighttime. This may be the one. It's a little cleanup that needs to happen in here. I'd take out these extra details. Oh, now what do we have? What do we have here? Condition. You know, the thing that is killing me with these mountains is that they're these open, epic snowfields. Oh, Jesus. I gotta remember to stay on camera. And when you have these snowfields, that says West Coast to me. Great composition. I mean, another thing I could do here is, let's say, rounded. Rounded? Do we think that? Do you think that Midjourney's gonna understand that? Do I understand? Well, that's interesting. I like that. I added chairlift to this. Interested to see. I really want to push that ski resort. There is some. Oh! Ow! Up one. That is awesome. I mean, there's so much. All of these. Oh. See, this is where things get exciting with God, I really like that first one. This looks, number 3 looks a little Scandinavian-like. Number 2, the color palette's off, but there's some cool stuff. Number 3's, oh man. I think I'm going to be making a couple posters, but number 1, jeepers. I'm not crazy about that pink cloud. I could take that out. Probably clean up the lift towers. And wow, there's going to be some cool stuff in there. Put a nice font, nice Vermont. Need to have a tagline in there.
I don't want to be loved by you, be loved by you.
All right. Come on. It's exciting. Exciting stuff. Why is it taking so long? When you lock into something that's awesome, like, does Midjourney just slow down? Oh, I got my boards out in back of me. I don't want to call them vintage boards because those are the boards I used to ride it. Look at that. That's bonkers. But okay, now that I'm looking up close, I'm a little less excited. The chairlifts need to get cleaned up. They need to be on the wires. I have to really look into this tower and see how that's constructed. And now that I'm looking at it, like the mountain is just a little too jagged, but man, there's some cool stuff going on in there. This guy. Chairlift up in the sky. I like this one. I like this. I think if we turn these oranges to greens, I think these. That's good. That's good. That's good. This is cool. Oh. It's got the soft rounded mountains. Obviously take out those higher detail. Or those like toboggans. Or take those out. Just leave the mountain. Take out the letters and slap on like a Vermont. Oh boy, that is nice. Where are we here? Boy, that's cool. That's definitely not Vermont. Okay, 1 is cool. Let's see version of 1. Did I get a version? Three or 4 is not Vermont. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not sure what's going on in 2 and 3. I mean, you can always just remove those big orange suns. That's weird. A lot of weirdness going on. What is this? Version 3. Version 3 always gets a little nutty. Let's see version 3. Oh, 4A. Let's see what 4A is dropped on us. No, it's funny. 4A, while there's a bunch of chaos going on, the chairlift is better. I'm going to render some more because I may need that element when I'm putting this all together. You know, as long as I'm throwing everything at the... Let's go back to our OG version, which is variations, and what's it? Cursed? What do we got here? We've got the 4A. Another 4A. It's got this weird, like, concept, Disney resort concept feel to it. It's looking interesting to me, but I need to see it bigger. Is it 3? No, it's 4. 4, up 4. That's a version 3. Good for you, 3. Good for you. You know, you're still in there, still mixing it up. What? Like half a Santa here. Okay, I got it. Holy crap. Is 3 gonna be the one? Is 3 gonna do it? That's beautiful. It's got the skiing vibe. I mean, whatever this black thing is in the... That's awesome. Holy crap. That is so cool. That might be it. I mean, I gotta get rid of that black thing, but got AI for that. Oh, there's so much good stuff here. I keep slouching down. I need a camera that like tracks me so I don't all of a sudden look like a little kid. I'm Nick Mertz. I'm gaming real. I just had to make it bigger because I couldn't see what was going on. So that's cool too. You know, clean this up. Actually take the chairlift out of it. And I think that's a cool poster. Holy crap. Holy crap. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do here is reload my profile here. This guy. We're going to save him. So what I'm going to do here, what time is it? Okay. What I'm going to do here is when you download from Midjourney, it gives you a PNG. What I want to do is crank it into a JPEG. And that's because the way I have Photoshop set up right now, it opens up my JPEGs in Camera Raw, which I like. I'm gonna open it, and we're gonna do the same with this one. I did want to do I just want to see what a remaster is. I don't have a lot of confidence in it, but it's getting good. Sometimes you get on a roll and you start getting good stuff, and there's just, you don't stop. Don't stop, can't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Come on. Unit. That is awesome. I mean, that has got such a Vermont vibe. Wait, what? Where was that? This? We gotta updo that one. This, it's got a little weird with the trees. I'm not crazy about it. I'd like to see that fixed. I love this stuff. I just love it. It's I mean, wow. I'm astonished. I really, you know, I've been using Midjourney for a while, and you just, when you hit it, it just amazing stuff. This has got such a Vermont vibe. It's incredible. This too. I mean, versions. I want to get the chairlift out because we don't need the chairlift to show that these are ski slopes. It just it does it all on its own. This is another one I want to take chairlift out. Wow. Oh, gonna print these. They're gonna look bonkers. I don't know. This is... I'm gonna have a hard time choosing. Okay, so this one lost the East Coast vibe. Gone. You lost me there. Went a little West Coast on that one. This has still got East Coast vibes. That is awesome. I mean, if I could... Wow. Love it. Don't inhale so much. You're choking me. This has lost interest. The mountains are right, but it's gotten a little sparse and sporadic. It's just a little lack of I don't want to say focus, but it's a lack of subject. That's just not Vermont. Can I get this one without the chairlift? Let's do that. Just throw it and the roll again. This is good. I mean, wow. Need to see, like, is that as big as it is? What was I just looking at? This guy? So much good stuff. Come on. And I still love this one. I think I'm going to work this one. Just don't cover my shine. My thing is my time. Wow. Number 2 is some really interesting stuff going on. I just don't know if the trees match the expressionism of the slope. I think this whole thing could be resubmitted. Okay, I gotta pick something. You know, it's the ones that just hit me with Vermont, like the core, the essence of the project here. And some of them are just really doing that. Like I know that the number 3 here is all jarbled, but boy, does that, like, I really feel that one. That is so cool, but what I'm seeing wrong with it is that the trees are way too detailed for the abstraction of the snow. But let's see if a remaster might sort that. And then I got to make a decision. So we're gonna make a decision, and then we're gonna bring this into Photoshop and clean up the image. After I clean it up, then I'm gonna bring it into Illustrator, because this is a poster, and you know, people always so fresh and new. You know, the common is such a divisiveness with AI and traditional artists, and I get where they're coming. I sympathize with them, but you know, they're, oh my God, it's got no soul. Guillermo del Toro, he said AI art. I am around a lot of art, and I've loved Guillermo del Toro. I've met him a couple times, and his opinion is that it has no soul. And I could disagree with him. I mean, I think if you work it and you finesse it, it's there. Like, I can see the essence of like what of what I'm looking to accomplish, and that is so cool. So where can I take this? This is something here. So this, let's say I remaster it. Like, I'm really breaking down into some essence here, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think I'm going to be filming this in over 2 days, because the AI side of this has taken longer than I expected. That is not Screaming Vermont anymore. That is Off the Reservation. That's interesting, but all right. I think we have enough. I think I'm going to explore this concept for a long time. But as of right now, let's close this down. I'm in shock. I really am. All right. Well, I think next step is going to be getting into Photoshop and Illustrator and making these things some really cool posters. Some are going to stay rasterized. Some are going to become vectors. And they're all going to just be badass posters. I love it. All right. Let's get in there. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're in Photoshop here. Camera raw, to be exact. I you know, I have about 6 images that I really like that I'm gonna turn into tourism posters. But I'm gonna take us through just one of them. I took my camera off because I'm working on a Cintiq, and I'm gonna be standing up, sitting down, moving around, and keeping a camera on me is gonna be a pain in the butt. All right, so let's get into this. I have the image that I want to make into a poster up, and let's get going. So I'm not gonna make any changes in Camera Raw right now. Where's my mouse? Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna let's see. Gonna open it as an object so we can keep. Now I'm going to what is it, Command J, or use our little duplicate tab. I'm gonna rasterize this image. Oh, also, before I did this, I ran this through Gigapixel to upscale it by 4 times. If we want to look at 100%, oops, that's what it's going to look like at 100%. So we're just, geez, my mouse just keeps disappearing on me here. So now we're gonna fill the screen. Okay, so this is straight out of Midjourney, and I am just I'm working in Photoshop 2023. I'm gonna start going through here and cleaning up this image because it is not ready for what I want to do. I've made a copy of it so that I can always check back and see where I was. The changes aren't extensive, but it's always good to kind of check and see where you were, where you're going, all that stuff. Okay, so let's make some big broad changes first. This big black area, I'm sure it was like a shadow or something. Didn't do a fill, a content aware fill, and that's a shift delete. Let's see if that puts things together. Pretty nice. There's a little bit more here that I want to fix. This stuff over here is a little janky, so we'll do that, a content aware fill. Oh, that filled that up nice. This strip here is, while it can be interesting, there's no motivation for it, for what is seen in this poster, so let's get rid of it. All right, now it's brought in a little bit of this. I'm just gonna keep going through, and there's different ways I could do this. I could also use a patch or spot healing or healing brush to do this stuff, but I think, well, actually, let's hit the spot healing brush. Again, I'm working on a Cintiq, so I can kind of, oops, got something selected, so I can kind of go through here. Get that. You know, so we have this line here. Below the line is minimal texture, and then above the line it seems to have a lot of texture. So I am going to use let's use the tragic wand. Very nice. And do shift enter. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Nope. Let's take this and no, that's not gonna work. All right, so I have it. I selected this area in here. I'm gonna grab my clone brush. See how large I can go here. It's selected, so it's masked, and really what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the difference in the texture. It's weird, so Midjourney must just detect, like, since it's a line, it sees it as something else, but it doesn't give it the same exact texturing. Let's see.
I don't wanna be loved by you, be loved by you.
Let's see if we can
I don't
just get rid of some of this.
or rescued, not by you.
I mean, I like that it's got texture in here. It adds this vintage papery feel to it, but in some places it's just super heavy-handed. So, gonna strip that out.
Not so close.
And I just cloned from this side, which has a little bit cleaner.
Don't inhale so much.
Okay,
You're choking.
gonna grab my clone stamp tool and put it right on the edge of this line.
You no have the right to.
And so there's a bump in there I want to get rid of. It's just a little distracting. And if I can just... It's a tricky one. Tricky one. That side up. And I will please. Just so it connects a little nicer. Still got some texture in there. Nice. Oh, look at this. We got like a floating head there. Let's just see if we can nuke that easy. Boom. Bob's your uncle. How are we doing here? The bottom's looking pretty good. It's cleaning up. Let's see. Don't really like in here. I kind of want to see if I can take some of this out. You know, this one originated from a version 3 Midjourney, if you remember correctly. I'm going to use the patch tool on this. And, you know, sometimes, a lot of times with version 3, there was, how do I want to do this? You know what? I want this whole black line gone. That's actually distracting. So let's, so version 3 had this thing like rogue branches. Whenever you had nature, there were rogue branches that would come out of everything. And it was kind of cool. But it was also kind of It was, you know, like a fingerprint from, hey, you're using Midjourney on this type of thing. Let's just clean this up a little bit. I feel like my texture is getting a little soft in there. So I'm gonna bring some texture from, up here. It's all right. It's all right if it's a little janky at first. We're gonna clean all this up. Before, after, see what I'm changing here. Let's. We're cloning this in. Now I'm gonna change the opacity on this. Bring it down to 30%, just so I can just soften the transition here a little bit. Grab the clone, get rid of this. Back to 100, boom. All right, I like that. Where is our... Get back to our... Oops. All right, so right here, you can see we kind of got like this soft edge that doesn't really work. I can attack this two ways. Why don't we see how our brush work is? I'm gonna go with a super small brush. Select this. Just kind of paint in a noisy pattern. And so a lot of drawing of pine trees over the years. It's given me that skill. All right. That stuff's looking pretty good. Cleaning that up nice. We're gonna work on this in a second. Let's healing brush up. I want the spot healing brush. I always get those two mixed up. Both are advantageous for in their own right. But right now I just need, okay, let's start getting rid of some of these version 3 vines. Let's see how we can clean things up over here. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That's clean. I'm gonna revisit this area. I think I can do some fancy selection in here. I'm gonna grab my pen tool. And I'm gonna make a selection that kind of goes with what we're doing here. Close that selection off. I'm gonna make that into a selection, say okay. And now, since I've kind of masked this point, because we have this blurry area that doesn't match our texturing. So now I will grab some of this and just start cloning in. Look at that. Pretty nice. Just closes that off nicely. Let's grab our healing brush again. Boom. Again, any of this texturing that's heavy-handed, I'm trying to get rid of. Okay, I got something I'm gonna do with this guy in a second. Let's get to selections. How are we doing here? Oh, that's not a bad selection. How's this? You know, let's try the fancy new tool, the object selection. Set it to cloud. Hard edge, sample all layers. Let's see if this can get me. This tree here. Okay. I don't know if that worked. And then we're gonna do this tree. For here. Okay, we got 2 selections there. Now I'm going to go select inverse because I don't want to paint over the tree, and grab my clone brush again. Grab right about here and just see what I got. That's not what I want. Those selections did not do me any favors. Okay. So inverse our selection. I'm not using hotkeys right now because that just makes, I always find that's hard to, oh there, that's not too bad. Hard to follow. So let's basically what I'm doing is I'm just pulling some of this texture down so it just doesn't look like it abruptly stops, and I'm not liking the selection that I'm getting on this stuff, so maybe this is a little better. As the grab our clone again. Nice. That's a good selection, but I painted sloppily. You know, one of the things too is if you go to your window, clone source, and just give it a flip. Now it flips everything you're painting, and the reason I like that is it's not as noticeable when you duplicate a pattern. So really trying to find something where there's an edge, and you can flip it vertically too. That does not work for me because I'm cloning off of the same side. mean, we can get in there and paint it. There's... I want to make sure that I don't have any soft edges where I don't want soft edges. And then gonna kind of that didn't work. I paint some of this in there. No, getting soft edges. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I'd like to clean a little bit of this up, and I think I don't want to make it too soft, because you can notice when the texture starts disappearing. Okay, let's look at this. Okay. When I zoom out, I notice just a hair of a repetition in there. Let's see if we can get rid of it. Much better. So this is, you get this nice broken up texture in here, which is good. And it also gives you the feel of like different snow conditions, which is what you'll see, especially on the East Coast, powder to ice to crunchiness. Okay, so up here, what I want to do is I want this shadow to be connected with our little guy up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this chunk. C Apple B. So I copy and pasted it right above itself. So now I'm going to grab that chunk again. Got a warning that my monitor needs to be calibrated. All right, and I'm going to use Shift Delete again. See if we can. Oh, very nice, very nice. Apple D. It picked up some extra texturing, which I don't want. I'm gonna clean that up. Clean this up. Not even like really that crazy about these hairline things. And all right, so now we clean that area up so it looks like it's not there, but I put it into a different layer, which is right here, and I'm going to move that so it looks a little bit more motivated. Okay, I'm moving it. I'm also going to put it on darken. Darken gonna be our darken. We're going to darken. And we're going to put it right under this guy. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. So go to our eraser. And then typically you don't want to go eraser, and then we'll go like 30% because I just want it to blend a little. That's a really hard eraser. Let's soften that up a little. Okay. And the transparency come down just a little. bit. All right, so now I'm going to take these 2 layers. Yes. Yep. And I combine those 2 layers. You don't have to do that. I'm trying to keep this as simple. Simple project. So I see this line where it's connected. I probably don't even have to worry about this stuff. It's just, I do. All right, so those are connected there. Let's grab our clone. There's a little bit of texture that I want to grab. So I'm just grabbing some texture from this upper area, making this feel a little bit more organic. Oh, that looks good. So now our guy, our shadow is kind of leading to him. So it's more of a motivated shadow. We've cleaned all this up. This area in here, I really like it because it gives me the feeling of either snow, like when you're at a New England ski resort, typically, you can have really calm conditions down where you're protected by the trees, and you can look up and higher up the mountain, snow can be blowing, or there can be a snow machine, and the wind is catching it because it's exposed. There's no trees protecting it. And I really like that feel. Like, that's what that really says to me, is like there's something going on. It's either like snow machine making something, or there's a different weather condition right there where, it's more exposed to the wind, and that's taking it. And I think Midjourney really captured the diversity of conditions that you can have. I think what we're going to need to do is save as... Whoa. On my computer. And we're going to call this a Vermont travel poster. One. Photoshop. We're gonna say save. All right, that's looking really good. I'm really liking this. Okay, a little bit more to do. Let's see what. So we got this top of the poster that really, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a bit of a variation, kind of all that, and there's a variation in the texture that it's kind of streaky. It's a little different than what we have elsewhere. Do a content-aware fill on it. Oh, look at that. That looks great. That kind of cleaned it up. Maybe I'll even do a light cloning. This is just to add a little bit of texture up here. I don't want to grab any of the texture that is really prominent. Oh, okay. Oh, that looks good. I don't know. There's like this streak right in there. Do I want it? Do I not want it? Let's I don't want to get this stuff too soft. All right, that image is looking really good. So, you know, I see we got this guy up here. We kind of have this family down here. You know, maybe this is, here's the story of this one is, this is Dad. Dad wanted to take a black diamond run, and his family is already at the bottom. They were running the blue trails, and they got to the bottom, and he took one peak run, and you know they're looking up all proud at Dad, and he just had a great ride and can't wait to catch up with the family again. There's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. All right, so one last thing we need to put, you know, if this is a tourism poster, we need to drop in our text. All right, so gotta say Vermont. I want to use a Anamortisans. That is not Anamortisans. So let's get back in here. Although that is kind of cool. You son of a gun. Did I? That's interesting. Oh gosh. So if you see where these letters are not lining up correctly, you need to kern these so that they fit. That's interesting. But I don't think that's what I want. What I want is T-Sans. I want this a little bit more retro. Stretch it down. I kind of like it like this. Let's make sure you're centering on the canvas and not to selection. Then we'll drop it on there. What's my eyedropper set to? Make sure your eyedropper is... Go to your eyedropper, make sure all layers are checked. Now I want to take... Boy, that looks good. I want it to be a little bit more vintage looking. I think get that vintage feel. Let's grab our text. select it. And let's select the color. I want to grab a color from inside. Just like that. Okay. Sure, there's enough headroom there. Okay. And then I also want to have a tagline on here. I imagine this is something that you would see. What's my tagline? Tagline is going to be adventure. Yeah. Can't be the same font. And this is where my beloved script comes in. Now, let's see, I select Vermont and then Peak Adventure. Now I go and I say to selection, and there. It centered it to the Vermont, which is already centered to the page, so it should all be good. Now, I want to make sure the kerning on this thing is looking okay. See, there's a little bit of kerning. You get a designer. Where was the kerning? Okay. Where's my character? Get that kerning right. Another one that needs. This is why I like using Illustrator. Jeez. Any other weirdness? I mean, that kind of doesn't line up perfectly, but this is built into the font. But all right, I'll take it. Now there's one more thing. So this is a solid color, but the background kind of has a texture to it. Everything kind of has a texture to it. So what are we going to do? I think I might do a little more plain open. Let's grab our healing brush and just take out some of this. rogue lines that version 3 was so generous with. That is so yeah, this Vermont needs a little bit of texture. Now, why don't we group these text? Let's see if this works. Okay, there's a couple ways I could do this. I mean, we could if we make our own texture. So let's do this. New layer, empty layer, filter, render some clouds. And those clouds are going to, so this is alter option. You get that little arrow that points down. So it's locked into, it's restricted to the pixels of what's beneath it. And let's see what we can do here. So right now, darken I've done a darken on it, and I kind of just look at where I can just start to see it, because this is, and it's at 16%, so I'm gonna take it down to like 14 at 12, and it is just breaking up my luck. All right, I'll zero it. There we go. We've got this beautiful poster. Now it's one part I kind of need to figure out. Let's close this and this. I'm going to make a new version of my background. Turn off the others. I want to make sure the composition is right where it needs to be. I like this long shadow that's pulling us to the family, but it might just be too much. If we go there, so if I just pull it down a little bit and then do let's see, the fancy way to do this, and I could clone that in, but let's see what content aware scale does if I just pull this up. See, now I may have gone too far, which is okay. Going to get the exact right. You know, this first one, it just, everything is pushed up, just a little too high. In a way, it gives a feeling of scale to the mountain, a little bit bigger. But New England ski resorts aren't necessarily massive, so I think pulling it down a little bit. Oh, maybe it was. Here's would be a sweet spot here. I mean, if it was a magazine cover, I may keep it pushed up because you have that barcode thing at the bottom, and you might have a what do they call it? A header for an article or something where you want to have more negative space, but I think this is it. This is it. Okay, so let's look where we began. This right here is our original Midjourney, and this is our finished product. And now we kind of have this really cool retro feel. To our a retro feeling, you know, travel poster. Oh boy, now I want to go to Vermont. It's the beginning. Here's our cleanup. All right. Well, in the comments, let me know if we got everything right, and you know, if it's the way you would do it. I really like it. I'm gonna finish off those other. You know, I've got 5 more of these. You know, I don't know if I'll make videos for all of them. Maybe I will. But you get an idea of like my process, and you know, I try to go through, reduce and simplify detail, clean things up, reduce and simplify, make sure the feeling is there, you know, make sure elements are speaking towards my story. And you know, I think this is dead on. Can you just imagine this as a poster? You know, you walk into a ski chalet and this is hanging on the wall. You know, it's got a lot of variation to it, and it tells a story. Like, there's a story in there, and you know, this is where like Midjourney is kind of king right now. Is it's great for storytelling. Boy, I'm psyched. All right, that's it. I hope you guys like this. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. It's a great help to me, and I can you know, that way I can keep making content like this. All right, thank you.
be loved by you, be loved by you. I don't need to be hurt or rescued, not by you. Not so close, you're eating my space. Don't inhale so much, you're choking me. Oh, everything you think you own or have the right to isn't yours, not at all, so let go. I don't wanna be loved by you, be loved by you. I don't need to be hurt or rescued, not by you. You're so loud, my ears are ringing. Or go back to sleep, my time is my thing. Oh, cut the cords once for all. I'm not your possession, no. I am mine and only mine, so don't cover my shine. I don't wanna be loved by you, be loved by you. I don't need to be hurt or rescued, not by you. I don't wanna be loved by you, be loved by you. I don't need to be hurt or rescued, not by you. Just don't cover my shine. My thing is my time. Now step aside. Don't cover my shine. My thing is my